So we're going to start with about a month of downtime. And we're going to find out whether your inn has been profitable in this 1 month. And then various things will happen that will determine how you all spend downtime. So before I get into that, did any of you have a plan for what you wanted to do during downtime?
All demi
Not
plane all
that.
the time.
Tarin, you're going to what?
I'm just going to be screwing around with the demi-plane spell then.
Okay.
Arik just comes to Eldove. He's like, "Listen, I've read this book, and I want you to do something for me."
I was thinking for the month of downtime, I would just read in front of a fireplace, do book readings of these wonderful books I've come across.
Right.
Every night at the end.
Well, I mean, Tarin did build himself a library.
Oh my god, yeah. I can't delete this. Sorry, anyhow. I don't know what Zook wants to do.
Oh, I thought of it. God damn it.
So, the last extended downtime, Zook was became the main fur trader in the area, it sounds like.
Technically, you guys are the main everything in the area because there's no other settlements around. What I'm going to do right now is determine... Does anybody have a pen handy to write down the upkeep costs of everything you have?
I've got my notepad thing out. Flumph notes.txt.
Okay, it's 30 gold for the whole month to upkeep both of the farms. That's to pay your farmers, to buy all the supplies and everything that you need. You all have an inn. That costs 300 gold to run for the month. You all have a trading post, yes? That costs an additional 300.
Okay. That's for 1 month?
That's for 1 month, and you have... technically, it's not a small temple yet, because you guys didn't have the money to establish a small temple, so I'm not going to charge you the upkeep for that.
But we do have...
Is this something that we should just put on the party
list? He's got to be paid, or at least he has expenses to meet.
The Acolyte?
Presumably.
That's up to Arik. Arik can just say, "Hey, this is your job now. Make do with what you have." You guys have a log cabin with a relic in it.
I assume that's sort of what I did.
Okay, so yeah, no, that doesn't have any upkeep costs. There's
okay.
I mean, he's giving very informal services to a somewhat disinterested audience right now.
But he's doing a lot of healing spells for the local people we got working for us. Is the main thing he's doing.
Yeah,
right?
He's a level 1 cleric.
Yeah, that's what we're going to determine here. Because Arik said that he didn't want to make the donations mandatory.
Right.
And so what's happening is he is casting first level spells for people, but not everybody is paying. Because if it's just a recommended donation, then... So, Arik, for the month... excuse me, go ahead and give me a religion check.
Why you make me do this?
Because you're the priest.
And his acolyte do it, he may be better at it.
Why you make me do this?
Well, this represents Arik's support of his acolyte during downtime.
Okay.
Hey, 18, alright.
So the total is 18?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a religious dude.
Alright, give me just 1 second. And the price is 25 gold. That was the recommended donation, right? Was just the straight hiring spellcaster rules,
so, yeah.
Or did you want to give the people a discount? I don't remember now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if they contributed to the... That's what we came up with. If they work in the town, then that's fine.
Okay.
But if they're passing through, then there's a recommended donation.
No problem. All right, let me generate some random numbers here. He made 18 gold this month, casting first level spells for various passers-by and people who do not work here at the temple. And he informs you that even with the relic, when he tells people that his services are available for a recommended donation to the church, especially considering most of these people either have not heard of or do not follow Osprem, most of them are just giving very little.
Yeah.
So 18 gold, he tells you like 8 or 9 stories of travelers who were passing by who needed healing or mending or whatever. And that's what he made.
Okay.
18 gold is, for a first level wizard, to cast a first level spell at the School of Senses in Kiska, they charge 25 for one spell. He made 18 over the whole month. So do you want to change your instruction to him?
Let me think about it.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Sure. Zook.
Well, my plans kind of hinge on other people's plans. Because Zook would either, kind of do what he was doing during our year-long downtime by hunting the area, or he might want to go off and, go tomb raiding somewhere if people were adventuring still during this month.
Let me make it easier for you. You receive a messenger who hands you a scroll that is an encrypted text that has the sigil on it of the Guild of Shadows.
Okay.
And after you decrypt the text, it's talking about a particular agent of the guild who has gone rogue and who's gone to ground in the Underdark near your inn. A few days' travel to the east in the mountains. It describes where there's an opening hidden in the back of a cave that leads down to the Underdark, and he says this is where this particular rogue has gone to ground. And you, having just recently established roots in this area of the world, they think it's your job to take care of it.
When you say take care of it, they're expecting me to go kill this guy or capture him, or does it not specify?
It's not specified, but they're telling you they want him brought to. Well, I mean, he's no longer a member of the guild.
Right.
That ship has sailed. He did a job and kept too much of his share or something. He pissed somebody off high up in the guild, and they're asking you to go take care of it. There will not be any payment for this. It's just considered your responsibility as the guild, although, as you know, doing jobs for the guild earns you favors from the guild as well.
Yeah. Did they indicate is this guy just a schmo, or is this like do I need to bring an actual party with me?
He's a sand elf, actually. And you're not sure what his capabilities are. You've not heard his name before, but, I mean, the scroll gives you a typical description of him, as well as the typical description of an alias that he uses when he uses illusion magic to hide his identity. So they've got him dead to rights. They just need somebody to go in and get him.
Okay, well, let's maybe run through the rest of the folks, because if someone's available and wants to go help me capture this guy, I'm not looking to go kill him unless he puts up a fight, but
Okay.
go try and capture him.
Okay. Make me a... How are you doing it? How do you go about capturing him? Like, are you just going to march into the Underdark and start asking around? Or are you going to take some soldiers in and wipe the place out? Are you going to go in alone and be all stealthful about it?
I would want to... My ideal would be, if anybody wanted to come with me, my idea would be that I would forward scout, see if I could stealthily find his location, and then plant and see what the situation looks like from there.
Okay, does anybody... Well, you tell the group about this job. Do you enlist them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell him, hey, I got this job. It might pay dividends. This guy may be trouble if he's in our area anyhow.
Does anybody want to help Zook with this job?
Orphan will.
Okay, so Orphan and Zook are going to take the time to go out into the Underdark.
Yeah, she's never
Tarin is all about
been.
this
She's
kind of
curious
thing,
about
too.
the Underdark.
Wait, what did Tarin say?
Tarin would be interested in going along as well.
Okay. Give me just 1 second.
You
here.
guys should take some guards around, give them some valuable field experience.
Tarin, you are skilled in stealth, but Orphan, you are not. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
I'm good. I mean, I'm good at it, but
You're good at it, but you're not proficient in it.
But I'm not
That's
proficient.
just your dex bonus. Okay.
yeah.
Zook,
Yeah.
first, make me a stealth check at disadvantage. Then you can make an investigation check at advantage. And then make a survival check also at advantage.
Manage stealth becomes...
That's a tragic roll.
It's fine, because I have proficiency in that, so
Yeah.
that becomes like 10 plus another 10 plus another 5, so that's actually becomes a 25.
That's
So
25, okay.
Yeah, and then what was the other thing?
Investigation at advantage because you have Tarin and Orphan helping.
This I'm less good at. Though I do have proficiency at this too, so that becomes
Still
that
10.
becomes 19 for me.
19?
Yeah.
And then I want a survival check. You could also make this at advantage because Tarin and Orphan are helping.
Okay. Damn. You know what? I'm gonna re-roll this 5. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Or not re-roll. Sorry.
You're lucky.
You throw another die. Then you can choose whatever one you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was that one? The last one, survival.
Survival.
Survival. Yeah.
So that's 18 plus 5 plus 18 plus 7. Sorry, is 25 plus another 5. That's 30.
Wow. You guys managed to find him hiding in a hole in one of the layers of the Underdark. It's hard fought getting in, but the three of you have no problems overcoming the challenges therein. And you found him. He's gone to ground. He's using his illusion magic to hide out as a bugbear, which does not fool Zook because he knows he's got the scroll and knows who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got him, dead to rights. He's
Will he
already
come peacefully?
whatever loot he was tasked with retrieving for the guild, and he steadfastly refuses to tell you what it is. He's already sold it. And on his person, you find 936 gold.
That can go into the party loot for this time around.
What do you do with him?
Well, will he come quietly? I mean, will he let us capture him?
Or
has
he
he put up a
yielded.
fight?
I mean, he put up a fight. He put up a hell of a fight, but he
Mhm.
was very quickly outclassed. So he's
if
at your mercy right now. If you
If the-
roll
okay.
an insight check.
Okay. I mean, they'll probably kill him, but I don't know. We'll
I
see.
mean, Orphan's standing there, so
But I don't want to just let's see. That's what is my insight bonus? Okay, that's a 25 on insight.
25. He's surrendering, but you're pretty sure that he's pretty sure that he can escape. If you were in that position, you know you would look for an out as soon as you can and get away.
I'll tell you over the Mind Link, Zook, I can create a personal pocket prison for him if you want.
Damn. Okay.
Can you make that? Can you use that to basically help me deliver him to the guild? Can you make the exit door?
I can. I don't know. I haven't. I think this is. I haven't done any research on this yet, have I?
You haven't. This is the first
No.
week.
Yeah.
So you can put him in a pocket dimension, but then where do we? But we can't get him out at this point.
I could plane shift him back out.
Yeah. Can you put him in there, and then we'll plane shift him out when we get over to
No,
if
the
I
thing
take
is,
him to
we have to
Kiska?
come back here to re-enter the pocket dimension.
Okay. We haven't mastered this yet.
Yeah.
Brick, will you tell me? I mean, if I know he's gonna try to escape, if I just keep a guard on him, like, am I fairly confident I can get him back in one piece, or do I think his illusionary magic's too good for that?
You're not sure.
For what it's worth, Tarin can see through all illusions at a range of up to 30 feet.
Well, then you knew he was a sand elf right away then.
Yeah.
Captain, would you help me escort this guy back to Kiska?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try to take him back. Hopefully, between me and Tarin, we can keep an eye on him.
Take it back how?
Rick, can you?
Via the
Sorry?
ethereal or via the ship?
The ethereal doesn't work for more than one person. That's one of the reasons I want the demi-plane.
What was your question, Nick?
Oh, after you're done with this a little bit, can you show me about where on the world map it happens?
It would be under the world map, but you'd be over in the mountains over here somewhere.
Okay, great.
I guess I can get rid of these since everybody took their little stones out. So yeah, the Underdark is all under the mountain ranges of Teletaeus. And there's entrances all over the place, and the closest entrance to you guys, which you did not know about until now, is over in these mountains. That's probably more than a couple days travel, but there was nothing between there and here that was going to bother you guys.
Is that
Did
our
we-
land?
Yeah, Tarin has no problem, taking turns with Zook. If you want, I can also just cast Suggestion every 8 hours and see how often he fails it to say, come along peacefully.
What was
Yeah,
your question, Nodal?
Is that our land?
It's actually it's nobody's land. It's not inside the boundaries that you were given. It's out beyond your foothills, but it's nobody's. If you wanted
Do a
it
quick
to annex it,
circle with your mouse to tell us where our land is.
it wouldn't really be that useful of a circle because it's difficult to say because I don't actually have the political
Yeah, I
boundaries.
know.
or
I'm
anything,
just
but,
saying, like, just variable.
Like I would say something like this maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
so
I
we
mean
don't quite-
Zook
we don't
didn't
into-
get that message because it's within your legal jurisdiction. He got it because it's a Guild of Shadows problem.
Yeah, but it could be our problem. It's close enough. And also favors. And I've been more open about my Guild of Shadows, like how we're getting favors from them and stuff. Yeah, I mean, if the captain doesn't mind taking the ship and helping me keep an eye on him with his illusionary, resistances, we'll try to get him back to Kiska, tie him up.
I just think we should just bring him to the inn and have Eldove teleport us.
That'll work.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
I was not there, so I didn't want to give that suggestion, but yeah, I'll just teleport him.
Okay, so
Okay.
you guys take him back to the inn. Between Zook and Tarin, he tries to slip his grasp once. Orphan chases him down in the woods.
It doesn't. Okay, go ahead.
You guys get him back to the inn, teleport him to Kiska, and you deliver him to the guildmaster.
Yeah, we're doing this through the guild. We're not delivering him to like the authorities or anything.
And the last you see of him, 2 Guild of Shadow guys put a black bag over his head, bind his wrists, and walk him downstairs to the inn.
I mean, I was pretty sure they were going to kill him, but I wasn't going to kill him myself unless he gave me a reason to. So.
And you were
okay.
thanked for your time.
All right, fair enough. Thank you
Elder
for your
thinks
help.
we should have killed him.
Okay, I'm trying to determine how much you guys make on your inn and trading post. Eldove! Very early in the month, you receive an official messenger from Dunfoss. A man hands you a sealed message bearing the prince's royal seal. You open it up,
I opened it up.
and it is not good news. The prince is calling his banners to march on the tower that is now inhabited by hobgoblins in the northern reaches of his lands.
How early in the month was this? Because I actually had something that I was doing during the month that's related.
What were you doing during the month that's related?
I was scouting around the area around the tower using invisibility, because I
Okay.
want to figure out how I can best bring down this tower with an earthquake without harming the surrounding land. So I figured I'd spend the month doing that.
Okay. It won't take you the whole month to do that. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Make a stealth check too, at advantage.
Okay, so that's, check what my Arcana score actually is. That's a 16 Arcana,
Okay.
and then the stealth is... Yeah, that's a natural 20.
That is literally the weirdest advantage roll I've ever seen in my life.
Come on,
if
that was a disadvantage roll.
If that was a disadvantage roll, we would have just heard Nodal's headset drop on the table, then a door slam, and we would never see him again. You scout around the tower for a day or two. You know the tower sits in the middle of a lake that feeds into a river, and you know that there are small forest villages inside the boundaries of Dunfoss. These are the villages that the prince would be worried about getting raided by hobgoblins. Your worry is, first of all, that the geographical construction of the lake and the river, you're worried what an earthquake could do to that. If it reroutes the river, that might cause a lot of problems. The second thing you know is that the tower itself is warded against magics, and you're not sure that a magical earthquake would do much to it.
I would have to, like, physically affect the earth beneath the tower, then, not just the tower itself.
Right. And that's your concern, is that you're sure you can cause a lot of devastation to like the bedrock underneath this lake, and that might cause the tower to crumble. You're not sure what that will do to the lake and the river. However, you also know that this particular band of hobgoblins, during your scouting, because you've spoken with them a little bit, this particular war chief, I forget his name, I don't have his name open on me, but...
It was Trestos.
Yeah, it was. Their social structure is not such that like he is the king of all hobgoblins. He has a loosely organized band of lesser chiefs and captains underneath him that he's keeping here with a show of force. You're pretty sure if you could remove this war chief, the hobgoblins would begin squabbling amongst themselves, and then Humberth and his banners can just march in and sweep up.
All right, so then when I receive this message, I will tell everyone where I'm going and set off to meet with Humberth.
Okay. There was more in the
Invite
message.
anyone else along who wants to come. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
The Hobgoblin thing was the first thing. The second thing, like I said, none of it's good news. Humberth considers you derelict in your duties in hunting down the murder of his sister-in-law. A year and a month has passed, give or take, and he has seen no progress. And in fact, he has seen a lot of activity on Eldove's behalf to establish a very lucrative position in an inn in the southern reaches beyond Dunfoss's borders, which he commends you for. But he's wondering if you're still working on this job. The penalty for this is that if you're not going to continue doing it, Humberth... This is something you'd speak to him in person as well, because Humberth is not the kind of guy to give... He's the kind of guy who would issue an ultimatum, not, hey, come on in and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
He tells you if he doesn't see action very soon, and he says very, very soon, he will find you a derelict of duty, something to the tune of 26,000 gold. That would involve back taxes that your house has not been paying for the years you've been in his service. It would involve your sister's living expenses. His thought is, since my man's not doing his job, why should I keep giving him his perks?
Is this the...
So here's the thing. I do not remember exactly what that involved, because as far as I remember, the only thing he told me to do was hunt down the necromancer.
Right, which you've not yet done.
Right. So that's all that involves.
Well, that was the job.
We
Yeah, that
are
was the
working
job
on
you're
that.
doing. Are you?
We're not really.
We've done some stuff. I
Have
forget.
you?
Weren't we waiting on something?
No.
No, we had
No,
got that
we
a long
we
time
got the
ago.
translation. And,
Yeah.
and that
So what do
happened
we
a long
need?
time ago.
We kind of thought the tower at the Lake Fenifar might help us get there, but not really.
So, does anybody go with Eldove? I'm going to say that Zook, Tarin, and Orphan, you're busy off in the Underdark. Does anybody else want to go with Eldove to Dunfoss so he can try to clear this up?
That sounds like it leaves me.
Yes, it does. Well, I mean, it also leaves like Fred and Cube, and you guys have other people at your disposal. If Eldove
I
does not
suppose
want
we
to
do.
So
go.
here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I teleported Tarin, right?
Not yet. That hasn't happened yet. They're not. They're still off in the Underdark. What happened is when you went off and scouted the tower, you came back and found the message waiting for you, and they had already left off for the Underdark.
So in character,
Mm-hmm.
I think Elda was just as confused as I was that we were still waiting on something, because I actually talked about this out of character to Nich. I have no idea what we're planning on doing. So yeah, from here forward, if like Eldove is just going to be saying we should be gunning for this necromancer.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I can think to tell him is that
But
at the moment that we're trying to figure out this thing, we tried to get these glasses that we thought would be useful from the wizard. It turned out he had no idea how to fix those, and from here on, his focus is going to be on the necromancer.
Now, is that a message that you draft to respond to Humberth, or is that what you tell him when you travel to Dunfoss?
That's what I tell him when we travel to Dunfoss.
Arik, did you travel with him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Me and my buddy Eldove. This is a thing we do.
Yeah.
And you explain that to Humberth, and his response is he wants you to account for the year that you spent establishing this inn. During that time, what were you doing to bring his sister's killer to justice?
I tell him that we had one thing that we've done over the time is we feel that we know rather that he has a plan to kill certain people in order to bring back this dark god, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that we have made inroads by going and talking to the Flumphs to get information about that, and that we have actually rescued Cube, who we felt who would fit the particulars of this prophecy.
Did you bring Cube with you?
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? Sure.
Okay.
Because if this is going to be my argument, it makes sense to bring Cube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want Cube? Did you instruct Cube to say anything or not say anything, or what did you tell him to do? Just stand there and look cubic?
I'm not going to tell Cube to do anything.
Okay, then Cube says nothing. The whole time Cube stands there, he clutches his spellbook to him. The whole time. Humberth has never seen a creature like this in his life, and he's also never heard anybody use the word Flumph in a sentence before that was serious. Roll a persuasion check. Arik, do you help bolster his arguments? Do you back him up or say anything?
I totally.
Okay, then you can make that persuasion check at advantage, Eldove, because Arik is helping you make your case.
Okay.
It was a good thing we did.
It's okay. We'll go with the 17. Let's go with that.
What does that turn into?
That's 27.
Okay. Humber's not happy. And you see, throughout the conversation, he's trying to poke holes in your story. You get the sense that he is clearly done protecting your house from whatever financial ruin it's under, especially considering you have a lucrative job down south now. But you see that he's unable to poke holes in your logic. When you point out, we've basically been adventuring and doing, like, collecting all this treasure, but we've been using that treasure to further our goals. You introduce him to Cube and tell him Cube's purpose in all of this. You explain a little bit about the Wizard's Towers. You explain that, look, we've been hearing from every NPC for the past 8 sessions. There's some bad shit going down with Mind Flayers in the Underdark, and we've been ignoring it for you, man. In other words, you've persuaded him, but you can tell he's really not happy about it. He's looking for a reason to let you go. So, he very grudgingly says that he will continue to employ you in his service, but he wants to see results quickly. And moreover, how do you intend to respond to his call of banners to go to march north on this lake?
I tell him the results of my research that I've been doing for the past week.
Okay. Do you share with him any of the information about what you found in the tower?
I only tell him that we found that the wizard was creating magical weapons of destruction.
Okay. What about the tunnel?
And that he was clearly unstable. Oh yeah, I tell him about the tunnel, yeah, why not?
Okay. You explain to the tunnel, and you tell him that the hobgoblins plan to brick it up. So he asks you to go with the armies that he's marshaling to take a scouting party ahead. You will be under the command of such and such a house that you've always felt that was beneath you in your standing. Some 18-year-old kid who doesn't respect authority, someone Eldove would really, really hate, is placed in command of you. And he says, your job, since you have no soldiers to marshal and no money to back the company or anything like this, he wants you to take this scouting party and show them where the tunnel is, and then if necessary help them breach the space so they can go in through this tunnel.
I give a raised eyebrow to Eldove. Like, really?
Hey man, like, as long as it'll get this dude off my back.
Okay.
Let's break open this tunnel.
So, I mean, actually getting into the tunnel was pretty easy. I mean, the hobgoblins have bricked it up, but you guys take some picks to it. You managed to dispatch a couple of goblin scouting parties. Relatively easy. You have Arik with you, so the doors inside are no problem. He just, dispel magic.
Oh, I know the passwords to all the doors.
Oh, that's true. You do.
He dispels them just for that.
That's why it made so much sense for me. It's like, hey, you want to go through this tunnel that you know all the magic passwords to? It's like, yeah. All right.
You explain to the scouting party how to disassemble all the traps, and you show them where the entrance to the tower is, and you can see that they've bricked that layer up as well. So, over the course of the next week or so, the hobgoblins, well, there are bugbears in the army, but they're focused on the army marching up on the lake. And there are skirmishes, there are lives lost on both sides. However, a smaller group goes in through the tunnel that you showed them and managed to go inside, take the war chief, take his head, dangle his desecrated corpse over the side of the tower. Mm. When that happens, the hobgoblins all begin fighting amongst themselves. Prince Humber's people can retreat, and hobgoblin control of the area vanishes throughout the rest of the next month. They vanish off now that there's no war chief there to keep them under wraps.
Oh God, why?
This has been a test of the emergency broadcast system.
No, it's literally a test. It's flash flood warning.
That's
literally what that was.
Over the month, reports of hobgoblin raids and encounters and skirmishes and whatnot have like they deplete quite a lot. The tower. What do you guys do with the tower?
I don't know. Is it our tower?
I mean, it's nobody's
Seems
tower.
like it's Humber's tower now.
What do you advise Humberth to do anything with the tower? Do you advise just let it lay fallow? Do you advise to place a garrison there?
Yeah, a garrison would seem like a good idea, considering that we didn't dispel the magic on any of those traps. Like, he knows the passwords for those traps. It seems like it would be a good defense.
The smug bullshit little man that Eldove really, really hates is trumpeted as the hero of this entire endeavor. He is given control of the tower with a team of 20 men to garrison it. And that's what happens.
Good luck to him. Enjoy fighting against goblins.
I pat him on the head and congratulate him for a job well done.
Good job.
And he commends you on your fishy smell.
Eldove says, Arik, there's a reason we didn't take that tower. It's worthless.
All right.
No.
Your inn makes 138 gold over the month.
I figured out what I'm going to do with my priest guy.
Okay.
I have two things, actually. So, 2 sessions ago, you said I could write down on my character sheet when I traded in all the fish that I caught, I could write down something interesting.
Yes.
What if I got various assorted, like, different types of exotic or uncommon seeds that I could give to the farmers and that they could plant, and then it's like, hey, we got these crazy plants and fruits and shit growing at our farm.
That's an interesting idea. Right now, they're all working on grapes. Their first grape harvest was profitable. They all turned it into wine. So the exotic seed idea. I mean, who are you telling this idea to? To the farmers? To Tarin when he gets back? To Eldove?
Whoever wants to listen.
But I mean, who's?
It would seem to Eldove that the idea would be figure out which of these seeds will actually grow well near us.
Yeah.
And get more farmers. Because we can probably support another couple farms on this land.
You can. The idea wouldn't be then to replace the farms you have. It would be to establish another farm.
Yeah.
With these seeds. Okay.
Bigger
Then,
farmers.
I mean, it's a relatively low-risk idea. People are down for it.
All right, cool.
So yeah, trade those fish for exotic seeds, and I'll make a note of that for next month. Your trading post turns a profit. 594 gold over the month.
Yay. Is that a profit or is that our net income?
That's, well, I mean, it costs 300 to...
No, that's what I'm saying. So is our profit 294?
Yeah, profit's 294.
Okay.
So the inn lost money, but the trading post made money.
And the other thing I thought of with our makeshift temple, what is involved with like making spell scrolls?
All you have to, you just, instead of expending the magic to spend the spell, you expend it into the scroll. And then it becomes a spell scroll. My thought was that he can start putting healing magic on spell scrolls, and then he can just flat out sell the spell scroll to adventurers that might want it. And that way, that becomes an actual business transaction. It's like, yeah, here's a spell you can buy when you're in adventures, 25 gold. Okay.
And then that way...
Like it.
Let me make these notes here.
That makes perfect sense to Eldove. Like, sure, you're here and you're dying, so we'll heal you. But if you're hurt and you're dying somewhere else, we won't be able to.
Yeah.
Zook's going to make a suggestion, assuming he's caught wind of this at some point over the course of the month, that while we are in non-peril, Arik maybe should use some of his higher-level spells to make some scrolls that his acolyte can't use yet.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
Nothing crazy.
No,
but...
if I went with Eldove and this took the whole month, then I probably didn't do that. So.
I don't know. Did that take the whole month?
It doesn't take very long.
Yeah, that wouldn't take... Well, Eldove's... I'm assuming Eldove teleported you and then could teleport you back.
Oh, okay.
But Eldove actually had to march back up through the woods with the scouting party. So Eldove has gone longer than you were, unless you wanted to go on the actual scouting with him.
Oh, he went to Finafar, I thought.
Yeah, I went with the actual scouting party.
Okay, so...
Maybe save that for next month.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how many scrolls you make, because it doesn't take super long to make a scroll.
No, it really
Well,
doesn't.
okay. I didn't know the actual mechanics for it. That's why I was asking.
No, it's just instead you spend the spell, but instead of expending the spell, the magic goes into the scroll. So it's use a spell slot to charge the scroll instead of something
Oh,
else. The
you can
problem
make a
is
shitload, then, while you
only
have a long rest.
only a cleric can read the spell scroll. If you
Oh,
or your
really?
acolyte make it, yes. Unless you guys got the magic glasses from Fennefer, which you didn't.
Oh.
So selling scrolls isn't going to be super useful to people?
Rogues of high level can use them because they get used magic device. The use of it would be for, like, if they have these adventurers have a cleric in their party, but it's not a cleric of your schools. Your school spells might be useful to them,
Okay.
like your tempest spells.
Like Tempest spells.
So yeah,
All right, yeah. I can do that.
I was thinking even maybe just something they don't have spec, like Dispel or something higher level, they might be taking something else.
so
Probably Raised Dead too.
Raised Dead was a good one. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
We
a
would
good
be
scroll to
putting
have.
raised dead scrolls out to the universe.
I
Rickard, I had a question though.
Okay.
Because we sort of glossed over the fact that we ventured into the Underdark for the first time.
Yes.
Did we hear anything about this whole Mind Flayer hoo-ha while we were down there? Like, what did we discover?
Did you go out of your way to learn anything about it?
Orphan would
Not-
have. Or
Okay.
Orphan would have gone out of way to poke around because it's a Underdark and it's a new thing.
Yeah, I mean, Zook I think would have been focused, but I imagine Tarin and then Orphan might have heard something.
Darren's all about mind flayers.
You guys are very, very far away from any of the major kingdoms of the Underdark. Very far away from any of the dwarf or deep gnome areas. Very far away from any of the mind flayer areas. What you were dealing with is like low-level mooks in just like the upper like crust, just the upper stinky layer. That is raided all the time. There's really lawlessness in there. You hear a lot of rumors, and it's impossible to tell which ones are true and which ones are not. But it seems to confirm that there is an upheaval much, much deeper below you amongst one of the larger Mind Flayer kingdoms, which has lain fallow for a long time. The rumors go that they kept to themselves for hundreds of years, and now very suddenly they're making moves against enemies that were thought to be much more powerful than them. You surmise from that information that they're talking about the Deep Gnome Kingdom that you learned about in Zrazak. So from what the rumors are saying, these particular Illithids have grown in power. They've got some kind of artifact or some kind of ancient relic or have uncovered some kind of font of magic or something. The story goes different depending on who you're asking.
Okay.
But keep in mind, too, you're asking about news that would not be local to this area of the Underdark. It'd be like asking for Dunfoss news in Caer Tyrell.
No, that's fair. I was more concerned about whether or not there were Mind Flayers on our doorstep, to be completely honest. That's
No.
why I was asking about it there.
No, I mean, you don't encounter any. You don't encounter any of their servants.
Right.
It's your understanding, having never met an Illithid before, but they keep court much, much deeper.
Gotcha. Okay, that was mostly what I was concerned about. A little bit of scouting while we were down there,
Right.
possible.
Okay. All right, I told you guys your profits for the month, and is there any other changes you want to make to how the places are run?
After they had dealt with the prisoner that Zook took for the Gilded Shadows, Orphan didn't help transport them back, was because she went from there down to Zrazak,
Okay.
where she wanted to commission some art of the Triad for their own for the Blue Wormling Inn.
Now, do you want this to be a painting? Do you want it to be a tapestry?
A tapestry.
Okay, it's going to be very expensive. And remember,
What's the price?
they don't deal with coin; they deal with stories.
Sure.
Let me tell you about some crazy ass wizard that we found building a death ray.
Yeah.
I mean, they are inclined to do this
She
work
can-
for you because you are a friend to the monastery and because you've done them a great service.
And then
What they
ask for
say
the story.
is they will set to work on this tapestry, which won't be done for some time, provided you return to the monastery and recount your adventures.
Okay.
They especially want to hear about meetings and dealings with creatures from other planes.
All right.
And yeah, work begins on this tapestry. Now, do you want the same kind of like huge like wall cover? Well, they had a mural, didn't they? No, they had a tapestry. It was hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want it that big, but on the same subject.
Sure. All right, yeah, work on this is going to begin, and they just ask that you make regular pilgrimages to the monastery and recount your dealings.
Sounds fair.
Anybody else have any plans for this month?
I'm just looking over the old inventory. I remember to put some gold in my pouch because don't have any.
I'm gonna erase this stupid circle now. So the idea was, after the month, you guys have taken care of your business. The idea was you were going to gain intelligence on Eudach's village, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about going and getting some farmers.
The plan was to storm Eudach's village, burn the place to the ground, put all the Eudachs to the sword, bury them in shallow graves, and then steal all their farmers. I might have been off on a couple points there.
Whoa.
That's pretty close
Maybe
to what I was
Whoa.
Maybe a little bit more nuance to it than that.
Okay.
Whoa.
So, who did what during the month? Because none of your activities took your full month. You had some downtime for yourself. My next question is, who during that month did what as far as running recon on Eudach's village?
I spent a week convincing everyone that we shouldn't go to the Eudach's village
Okay.
and instead should investigate this necromancer thing.
Oh, because you got
You got chewed out a little bit.
So I don't think Eudach's village matters anymore. Actually, I never thought the Eudach's village mattered.
No, we were just going to
they
liberate them
matter.
and take their farmers.
I'm going to go down the
This
list.
was purely selfish.
What if anything does Orphan
I said
do?
we should just do it in downtime.
Nothing. She's done her thing.
Okay. What if anything
That's
does Arik do?
He was making spell scrolls.
I mean,
For
in regards to
sale.
Eudach's village.
In regards to
in
Eudach's
regards to
village.
Eudach's village.
Yes.
Come back to me then.
Okay,
Give me a
Arik.
second.
It will depend on what the rest of the party wants to do. He's obviously not going to go there by himself and be like, "Hey guys, I'm going to raise this town.
Zook.
I'm a level 12 cleric."
What, if
Woo!
anything, do you do regarding Eudach's village in this month?
I'm sorry, who are you
Zook.
asking? Oh, Zook.
You.
You cut out. Well, okay, so... Zook's thought at this... I think Zook would be doing anything on his own. I mean, he might go to Kiska, like, maybe while... Okay, so after they drop off the dude, he would maybe, scout around Kiska to hear if they've heard any news from upriver.
Roll
First
an
of all, is the
investigation
river-
check.
Well, okay, we'll do that first.
That's an 8. Is that an 8 or 5?
Becomes 10.
Becomes 10. Give me just 1 second.
Because I have several questions.
As far as just rumors concerning what's going on up the river, you confirm what you already knew, was that the Sanguine Serpents are no longer working for the Eudachs. You hear they've been taking menial jobs guarding merchant caravans and stuff for elves much, much deeper in the desert. And what were your questions?
Is there a river? Because it was seasonal. And how much longer is it going to be a river?
I mean, it's seasonal, but the last time you were there was about this time last year, so...
Okay. I don't want to go upriver and then have the river dry up on us. That's
Gotcha.
the main thing. So I'm just sort of scouting if the river's looking good. If there's any rumors about the power structure going on up there. I mean, you said that the Sanguine Serpents are gone. Do we know anything about the current mercenary group up there?
You do not.
And I'm guessing you're factoring in me asking at the guild.
Yes.
That's about it, really. I mean, I would probably leverage the guild because they're gonna
Rewind a second. Who do you ask in the guild? I mean, do you just go straight up and ask the Null, or do you try to leverage contacts you've made in Kiska within the guild?
So I've been just going straight to the Nodal because he keeps giving me an audience.
He does. I mean, he's there.
Remember, Zook, Tarin can put you telepathically in communication with anyone he's ever met.
Have you met anyone in the Guild of Shadows that we haven't turned over to be killed yet? I don't think you have. But it doesn't matter because I'm in Kiska. I'm saying that I'm doing this while I'm in Kiska after turning the guy over.
How do you leverage this information in the Guild of Shadows? Like, how does the investigation continue along the lines of your Thieves Guild?
I don't really know that there's any reason I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't come right out and say, "Hey, we're thinking about raiding this village," but I maybe would ask the Nodal, like, we might have more business up there, and we're trying to kind of see if you knew anything about the current power structure up there. So yeah, I would probably ask him directly about it.
Then he tells you that they had an operative working inside of the village, but she's no longer there, and they haven't heard from her. And they extend, do you want the job? He says you would live with inside the village, you'd take up the identity of someone who works there, and feed any useful information down guild lines.
I tell him, thank you for the offer. We will probably be going up there at some point, and I will relay back any information, but at this point, I'm not interested in settling down at the village.
And he says it's not the kind of job he thinks you would take anyway. He also asks if you raided any tombs lately.
Have I?
You haven't. He asks jokingly because you keep going in there asking for tombs.
Oh, okay. I tell him no, but if he has any good leads...
Tarin.
Always up to something. Okay.
How does your investigation proceed?
Alright, Tarin will cast Dream on himself to talk to Book, to talk to Roxas. I'm sorry, Poem.
To talk to Poem?
Yep.
Okay.
Do I get anything different out of her than the last time I talked to her with sending?
Well, what do you tell her? Like, how do you open the conversation?
Let's see, I'll appear in her dream and I'll just ask her, what she's been up to over the past year.
And she would really rather not disclose any information about where she is, because she doesn't want it getting back to the Eudachs.
Believe me, anything that you tell me is not going to go back to the Eudachs.
She acknowledges that you say that, and she's not to disparage, of course, your loyalty to me, but there really is none. She wants you to consider her situation. She ran away with one of the Eudach's daughters. And she tells you that they're living comfortably and safely far away from the Eudachs. What more do you need to know?
No, that's sufficient.
Okay.
Just checking in on her. Then I'll cast a Dream on Roxas. Roxas is in very, very bad way and has been for a long time. What do you... I mean... How do people physically present themselves in the dream spell? Like, what does their dream avatar look like? I think they have control over it.
Okay. Then you find Roxas. He's sitting in a chair in a dimly lit cottage, like the one that you knew that he lived in at the plantation. He seems very detached from the conversation. He seems very sad. So what do you ask him?
I'll ask him what's happened on the plantation over the past year.
He says it's hard for him to know, and he's not sure anybody is still alive. He says that he's being held in the guardhouse at the village, and has been for... He thinks it's been years. They've got him in a room where he can't see the sun, and he doesn't know what's happening outside.
Ask him if he has any information about the new mercenary company that was brought in, and what happened with the sanguine serpents.
He says he doesn't know what happened with the serpents. The new company, he just says he knows them by reputation. They're called the Silver Eye. They're known to be particularly malicious. And that after the whole deal with the serpents went down, Yaemon decided that he needed better muscle. He's not sure if the Silver Eye are still alive. He doesn't know. He says there was an attack late one night that woke him from bed. He fought alongside Chimere against powerful foes. He thinks he saw Chimere take a blow that killed him, and he was dragged off to the guardhouse. He doesn't know if anybody else is being locked down here. He doesn't know how long he's been held. He thinks years have passed.
Right.
He asks you if you're going to do something. Are you planning to come here and take the village? Are you planning to mount a counteroffensive?
I'm still weighing my options. Is there anything I should know if I was going to?
He said yes. There's probably a lot you should know, but unfortunately, he doesn't know what it is. He says you need to find eyes and ears inside the village somewhere.
All right. I'll thank him for his time. I'll tell him to hold tight.
Okay.
Rick, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
When he said, and I keep forgetting my Knoll's name, when he said that they had a contact in town, he said that they lost contact with her?
Your contact was a member of the Sanguine Serpents.
Right, it was Amina. I just found my notes on her. And he just doesn't know where she's at?
He says that they have not heard a report from her in a long time.
Tarin, can you said you can contact telepathically anyone you know, or can it be someone I know?
If we both know him, I mean, I think I've met Amina.
You met Amina? Can we try to contact her telepathically?
Yeah,
I don't remember Tarin ever meeting Amina.
Oh, maybe I didn't. I thought I met all the guards women, but maybe not.
It's possible, I just don't remember.
Okay.
Roll percentile, I'll give you 50-50 on it. Call high or low.
10 or 11 or higher.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Don't know her.
So either
Okay.
you didn't meet her or you met her briefly and don't remember meeting her.
Right.
And
All right,
I just
never mind.
lost a D4.
Because that was the other thing, was I was wondering if we could track her down, because...
Now, keep in mind that the Guild of Shadows is under no obligation to report in with home base at any particular interval, so it just might be that she's off doing her own thing and hasn't been tapped in a while.
Right, but she would be a contact that I know through that other mercenary group who may have information. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. So, Orphan, you said to come back to you.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask Tarin to do what he just did. So in lieu of that, Orphan is going to look. She's going to go back to Kiska.
Okay.
Through whatever means anybody else can get her there,
Okay.
and spend the rest of the time up to the raid putting together a better means of transportation across the desert than the rowboat that they had. So like some kind of sand sledge would be good.
Okay. That's fair. I have no idea what to charge you for something like that.
And doesn't Khalil have a skill for this?
Yes, he does.
Damn.
Khalil's not coming, sorry.
Yeah, he has like some sort of mounted vehicle thing that he could have used.
When would you ever use that?
Right now.
Exactly.
Well, not only Khalil, but like I think that someone else in our party has a pseudo-real horse-like creature that they could employ for this purpose.
It only lasts for an hour, and only I can ride it.
Oh, that's
We
true.
probably would hire somebody if we were going to mount like a caravan.
We'd hire like animals and probably like an animal master.
Okay.
We can speak to small beast if we can have a fleet of squirrels carrying it.
You could have a war
Desert
dog.
Squirrels.
It says the sled is 20 gold. I'm going to say that that's comparable to a sand sledge.
Okay.
To hire somebody to take it is going to be difficult unless you also have protection for them going up the river.
The protection is us.
You're very much protection.
Are you alone when you tell them that?
I'm alone, but I'll tell him it's gonna be me and like 4 others like me.
If she's in Kiska, I can meet up. I mean, if she's in Kiska, I can meet up with her at some point.
Do you say it's going to be me and 4 others like me, and then set something on fire with your fists?
Roll a persuasion check, Orphan. And
Okay.
Zook, are you there?
Well,
Making
I
this
mean,
transaction?
she said that she's in Kiska, so I figure I could be there.
So I was going to
while
give her
she's talking.
disadvantage, but if you're helping her with this persuasion, she can just make the roll regular.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be helping her. Oh, is that 8 the roll?
That's the roll. Sorry, that's gonna be a 9.
Okay.
It's not just
A 9?
rated persuasion. Yeah.
He says he'll sell you the sledge outright,
Mhm.
but he won't man it unless he is assured he can get through the desert safely. And he recounts stories of marauders and gnolls and more gnolls, etc., etc.
And Orphan just nods along board. Just, yes, I know about the gnolls.
He's not convinced that you and this gnome can
I've done
protect
the
him.
gnolls. So what's the cost for him and whatever pack animals that we need to carry?
20 gold.
Is he asking
20
us
gold.
to hire like soldiers?
Yes. That's precisely what he's asking you to do.
Would he be convinced if we take Khalil's company? Is that a thing we can do? Oh no, we don't want to leave our place undefended.
What are you
Let's
guys
not do
hiring this guy for?
that.
Just to take us across the desert and like that's not on the river. And
Is this for when all of us go?
Yeah. She's making
Brick, are you saying
transportation.
I can't convince this guy to drive us if I set something on fire with a fireball?
If you set something on fire with the fireball, he'll probably call the wall walkers.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'll just pay the 20 gold.
Okay.
Orphan has quite a bit of money that she doesn't ever use because she doesn't want anything.
Okay. Yeah, the 20 gold, that covers the sledge. I don't know what the hell even pulls a sand sledge. Orphan can pull it, I guess.
Camels. I
Camels?
would think camels.
Oh, I do have a price for camels.
Let's see.
Let's
I
just
wanna
get a
look
wind ship
I want to look
instead.
at the book.
A camel is 50 gold.
One camel, 50 gold.
50 gold, and can carry 480 pounds. So the one camel can pull your sled plus one of you, probably.
Wow.
2 camels could probably... I'm going to say, I'll say 2 camels can pull all of you. Why complicate it?
Okay. All right. So that's what, 50 gold each?
Yep. Or the camels.
Do you
So
have that?
100 gold.
Because I have some on me, actually, finally.
I have it. Don't worry about it.
And he makes the transaction and wishes you the best of luck.
That's just for the equipment. Can we drive this thing, or is that going to be an issue?
I'm not going to make it an issue, no.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Give me a second.
It technically should be an issue, but we're not going to make it an issue.
Okay.
For the amount of money we're paying, he could probably take a couple hours and teach Orphan exactly what to do.
So what else
is
is
everyone gone?
happening as far as investigating the current status of Eudach's village?
I don't have something for that, but I do have something I'd like to do
Okay.
with my time. How much would it cost to buy a couple sending stones?
You would first have to go to a place where, like, the only place that you've seen those kind of items for sale at all would be the auctions in Kiska. You'd have to go there and roll to see how long it takes you to find such an item.
Alright, imagine I have a teleport spell that could bring me to Kiska.
Teleport spell won't help you actually do the investigation, though. You're going to have to...
No, I know. I'm just saying getting there isn't the problem. I'll roll for the auctions.
Roll 2d6.
Oh, T6?
D6.
Five.
After 5 days, you meet a guy who meets a guy who knows a guy who can get these stones for you in an additional 4 days. They can be here in Kiska for you to purchase, and let me determine how much they will cost.
Well, give me 1 second,
Okay.
because I want to make sure that sending stones is what I want.
Okay. I mean, what sending
Before
stones
we do
is
all
what you just
this.
look for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to spend the 6 days just yet, because I want to spend a second here. Making sure that sending stones is what I am looking for here. Because as much as one pair of sending stones would probably be useful, if I could find something that could connect more of us, that would be more useful.
You wouldn't be able to find something more powerful than that on the markets of Kiska, because you're not going to be able to buy anything, even on the black markets or auctions or anything that's greater than uncommon out of the DMG. So if there are more powerful versions of Sending Stones, they're not something you're going to be able to buy.
Just give me 1 second.
Sure.
Go to someone else for a second.
The item you're looking for is called Tarin.
Called Tarin.
I want something so when Orphan goes off to fucking bumfuck nowhere and needs to get back, she can send me a Sending Stone and I can teleport there and pick her up.
Yeah, that would be a Sending Stone. Or a Sending Scroll. You could arrange for someone to write a Sending Scroll. Well, Orphan can read it, though.
Would I be able to read it, though?
No. So yeah, you would need Sending Stones.
I have a Sending Scroll, but it's because I can read it.
Yeah.
Well, I think Arik and I can both cast Sending, right?
I totally can.
Zook can
So
use
yeah,
the scroll
you guys
we've
are
made for
good.
him, so it's just Orphan,
Zook has
really.
a scroll.
And,
Okay, so yeah, all
Nodal.
I need is a Sending Stone.
How Sending Stones work? Does each person have to have one?
Yes.
They come in pairs, typically.
You have a seller for 4,400 gold. Can sell you a pair of Sending Stones.
God damn.
We have anywhere near that in our party loot right now?
We don't have anywhere near that much.
This is no trifling thing you're asking for.
Did we have Sending Stones? Oh yeah, it belonged to a giant.
We do have a pair,
Yeah.
and I'm using them.
He gave one. Yeah, he's got a pair that he has. Humberth has the other one. And then you
Yeah.
return.
Code?
Yeah.
Okay. No, go ahead.
You found one more. You didn't have its brother, but that one you returned to Kifas. What was your question?
Oh, can I have retroactively bought a pair of giant lizards, which, according to the monster manual, also can be used as draft animals?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I just don't want to play D&D and have our son says piloted by camels. I want to play D&D and have it piloted by giant lizards.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Nick, I'm happy you're in the party.
All right, so the month has ended, and you guys reconvene back at the inn.
This guy gets me.
What's the plan from here?
Did I make any research into my demi-plane, or is it still just the garden variety?
What you figured out, you've constructed your tuning forks. What you figured out you can do is, once you're into the demi-plane, you know how to create a door that will lead you back to Eldove's teleportation circle.
Okay.
That's what you figured out after 1 month, after pushing the boundaries of this spell. I'm going to say you spent at least a week and a half on that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all my time that wasn't spent
Okay.
on the mercenary stuff. Can I close and open the door right now? We decided was part of what the spell could do, right?
Yes, you can close and open it, the door is such that you can attach an arcane lock to it to make sure it's
Right,
warded
which
against
I-
anybody who wants to come in.
Don't actually have, but okay.
I
Physically
think...
bar this kind of
Oh,
door?
you mean the door, like I just say the word and it becomes locked, like as if I had the spell. Or
No,
do I
you
actually
need,
have
you need to
cast it?
find somebody who casts
Okay.
the spell, but I think Cube can do that.
Nah, it's not on the Warlock list.
Cube can do that.
I'm trying to
Do
see...
you want to live in a demi-plane, Cube?
Arcane Lock, Cube tells you he's researched the formula for Arcane Lock, but it's still beyond his grasp. He's a first level wizard and needs to be a second level. But what he tells you is that once he's able to learn the spell and memorize it, he will set to work figuring out a way for you to do this yourself.
Okay.
He's confident that, but you got to figure out a way to get him enough experience to get level 2 first.
Did we give him that wand of magic missiles?
I have not, but I could. I was hanging on to that still.
I think at some point we need to give him that wand and send him and the cleric and Khalil's company on an adventure.
Is that the plan?
Or, and here's my argument that I think is a way better idea than this. How do you feel about a library inside of a demi-plane that Cube could study in